But not only is he tracking his wife to try to catch her cheating on him, to try to see if she's cheating on him, while he's doing that and showing rage as he's furiously texting his wife saying, "I'm in hell, how dare you," yada yada, and she wants to separate, he's cheating on her. So I don't know if you guys have been paying much attention to Alex Jones recently. I'm not a big viewer of his show or his podcast or whatever he does. I don't go to his website that often unless like a big story happens. For example, the Kanye West stuff. I did go to his show and watch the Kanye West fiasco when Kanye West came on his show to openly endorse and profligate the values of Adolf Hitler. I did watch that because that was absolutely insane. But besides that, I don't pay much attention to him. Now, something has come back to bite him. I don't know if you guys were following the Alex Jones trial when the Sandy Hook parents got him for defamation, for defamating their families and being defamatory when it came to the Sandy Hook shooting, when he lied about Sandy Hook being a false flag attack and those kids not dying and them all being child actors, which led to those Sandy Hook families being harassed by his conspiracy nut followers because they thought they were child actors on, you know, because that's what Alex Jones told them. Rage Weapon, thank you for tier 1 to being sub for 18 months. I now have an update to that story because during that trial, Alex Jones's lawyer by accident sent all of Alex Jones's text communication to the prosecution in the trial. I'm not kidding. This is kind of a story that's already been hammered on a while ago. We talked about it a lot then, so if you want to learn more about it, you can look up any of my content from back then when that was going on, or you can go look it up yourself. But in that text information, there was tons of stuff, communications with friends, work stuff, just emails and text messages all across the board. But a new batch of those texts have come out, and there's two really, really weird things we can take away from it that paints the picture of an incredibly pathetic and sad and hypocritical man in Alex Jones. So I wanted to talk about these texts with you. So let's go through these texts as the Daily Beast is reporting on them here. The Southern Poverty Law Center's Hate Watch released a tranche of far-right conspiracy theorists Alex Jones text messages on Wednesday, seemingly corroborating previous reports that the InfoWars founder hired an ex-Blackwater mercenary. Let me say that again. Hired an ex-Blackwater mercenary to spy on his wife. The previously private texts, which had become public largely due to Jones's lawyer's own ineptitude, also highlight the increasing level of despair, paranoia, and misery the January 6th insurrectionist found himself in just before helping stoke the Capitol riots. "I am in hell," Jones texted his former wife, Erica Wolf Jones, at one point. Okay, this is just the first three lines, first three paragraphs. It's two paragraphs and then a sentence in the story. There's much more to this already, but there's much more to this that we're going to get into. But let's just isolate this for a moment. Alex Jones hired somebody trained to kill, a mercenary, to follow around his wife and track her movements, where she was going, who she was speaking to, what she was doing, all of that information, and would get periodic updates from that mercenary on his wife's behavior as their relationship continued to spiral and his wife was suggesting divorce. That is incredibly paranoid, unbelievably paranoid, pretty unethical, just on a base level. Definitely when we're talking about the man who is always like, Big Brother's watching you, they're putting chemicals in the water, and Big Brother's, watching in through the phones and through the technology, and like somebody who is constantly hammering on about government surveillance and people's personal privacy, using VPNs, the privacy of the individual liberty being so important. And he's hiring mercenaries to track his wife. The same person super interested about privacy. Super interested about privacy, huh? Anyway, let's continue. There has been widespread speculation about the content of these 22,000 plus messages, which span much of 2019 and 2020, after Jones's legal team accidentally sent a trove of texts to lawyers representing the Sandy Hook parents in a defamation case Jones lost. The January 6th House Committee soon received those texts, and Fox News host Tucker Carlson became deeply concerned that his exchanges with Jones would leak. While Carson's texts with the Sandy Hook truther eventually became public and failed to embarrass the Fox star, the messages published on Wednesday provide a snapshot into Jones's everyday personal and professional life. More than anything, they seem to punctuate how miserable Jones appears to be. Can I just quickly say, and I already kind of hammered on this months ago, but there is no recovering from this as a lawyer, from a case this high profile, where you take not only the information that is pertinent to the case that is not public and you have no reason to make public because it would only hurt your client, and you make that public by sending over all of his private text message, everything off of his phone, sending it to the prosecution. Not only that, but you drag him and embarrass him through the leaking of texts and emails that shows him to be a strange man, basically trying to stalk his wife with a mercenary whose life was falling apart as he basically unraveled into a miserable alcoholic nutcase. Well, he was already a nutcase, but now he was a miserable alcoholic on top of that. Like, this isn't only case destroying, this is life destroying. This is life destroying stuff right here. In at least two separate instances in 2020, the texts reveal that Jones arranged for his wife's whereabouts to be tracked by one of his own security employees, former Austin Police Department officer and Blackwater mercenary Tim Enlow. As Jones was attempting to catch his wife cheating on him, however, he was attempting to catch his wife cheating on him. However, texts reveal that the InfoWars host appeared to be simultaneously carrying out an extramarital affair of his own. On the days he texted Enlow for information about his wife's location, while increasingly demanding Erica return his messages, he was also arranging meetings with another married woman. Here's the text. "Please run me a bath," he tells the unnamed woman at one point. 3 hours later, he asks Enlow to provide updates on his spouse once again. So not only is he tracking his wife to try to find out if she's cheating on him, because he's a guy, I mean, this isn't a huge surprise, but hey, Alex Jones is a paranoid person, and he treats other people with astounding levels of paranoia. Big surprise. Who would have thought? Who could have put that together? But not only is he tracking his wife to try to catch her cheating on him, to try to see if she's cheating on him, while he's doing that and showing rage as he's furiously texting his wife saying, "I'm in hell, how dare you," yada yada, as she wants to separate, he's cheating on her. He's not only hypocritical when it comes to his politics, he's hypocritical when it comes to just how he interacts with people on a daily basis. Several times throughout the messages, Erica recommends divorce to the MAGA conspiracy theorists, prompting Jones to describe his life as being in hell. In another exchange, Jones tells his father that he's living within a black hole. On Christmas Eve of 2021, Erica was arrested on domestic violence charges for allegedly striking Jones over 20 times. I just want to say, even if Jones is a terrible person for the Sandy Hook denial and all of his conspiracy peddling and all of that nonsense, and because he's a hypocrite and he tried to track his wife, there is no justification for spousal abuse ever. Just throwing it out there. And I know some people like to laugh at women beating men, but personally, I think we should treat women beating men as seriously as when men beat women, because that type of spousal abuse is laughed at by so many people, and I'm not going to be one of the people just disregarding it, even if it's for somebody astounding, I really like, to astounding levels. I really do not like. Definitely because I'm also, I despise conspiracy brain as well. So just on a political and personal level, I do not think he's a good person. Still, I will never ever endorse spousal abuse. According to the former InfoWars employees who spoke with Hate Watch, Jones spends much of his workday in various stages of intoxication. I would see him start drinking as soon as he gets to the office, which would sometimes be 9 or 10 in the morning, one ex-staffer said, while another noted that 9 out of 10 times there would be vodka in the cup Jones carried around the office. "Please get vodka," Jones told his personal trainer in a morning text 2 days after he was arrested for suspicion of driving under the influence. The DUI charge was later thrown out. According to Hate Watch, Jones did not respond to their reporters' requests for comment. He did not immediately respond to the Daily Beast request for comment. This reporter email was apparently rejected as spam by InfoWars founder's email account. Jones, who has long decried pornography to his viewers as a plot to end the family and reproduction, also regularly texted links to hardcore films to his associates. Jones also sent a naked picture of his wife to political trickster and Trump ally Roger Stone. "It's meant to destroy families, destroy relationships. It destroys the pleasure of real sex. It destroys families," Jones said during a March 2020 broadcast of InfoWars. That same day, he texted a Pornhub link to a contact. Okay, so let's take it from the top about what has been revealed here. Also, I do want to say this isn't the first time that we knew that Alex Jones has consumed pornography. This is not the first occasion of this information being public. There was another occasion where his cameras, by accident, picked up on his phone in one of the tabs trans porn with trans people. Now, he would go on to astutely be like, "Oh, I didn't," denying this and trying to make explanations, but he was watching trans porn. So this isn't the first time that we knew that Alex Jones was a hypocrite when it came to pornography and when it came to LGBT issues, stuff like that. But this is also just a more blatant show of his hypocrisy, where on the same day he's preaching about the horrors of pornography, he's not only consuming it himself, he's trying to send it to his buddies. And can I just say, look, I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own home. If you and your buddies share porn, I guess that's up to you. That's not something that I've ever done. And it wouldn't be that difficult, I think, for him to not do that. So it's not even like a difficult thing for him not to do. It's not like, oh, he's hypocritical when it comes to the type of car he drives, where, changing a car would actually be difficult. It is not difficult to not send porn to people. But he goes out of his way to be a hypocrite. So moving on from that, let's drag it all together. Let's say what we've learned from this article. We've learned that Alex Jones has an insanely miserable marriage, even though a lot of that information was already public, that he tried to track his wife with an ex-Blackwater mercenary to find out if she was cheating. While he was trying to spy on his wife with an ex-Blackwater mercenary to find out she was cheating, Alex Jones was also cheating on his wife. And while he was preaching against the evil of pornography, he was not only consuming pornography, but sending it to his friends, all while being very, very wasted, drunk, both in the workplace and, I guess we could assume, in his own personal home and life. So this paints the picture of a very, very sad man. But if I'm being honest with you, this does not surprise me whatsoever. There was a reason why Tucker Carlson was so terrified of, his text with Alex Jones being made public. Now, maybe it was they were sharing porn back and forth now that we know that Alex Jones liked to do that, but it's probably because Alex Jones is a very sick and demented person. You have to be a sick and demented and, quite frankly, gross person to say what he said about Sandy Hook, to deny that the Sandy Hook shooting was real, that they were all crisis actors, that all these kids weren't dead, which led to the harassment of these families who are already going through hell on earth, where many fathers were probably contemplating oh, what do I continue to live for? My entire life was this child. I put 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years of love into this child and have him stolen away from me, only for them to be harassed by his followers who were knocking on the window, telling them their kids ain't dead, harassing them, banging on their door, chasing them in the community, sending them tons of death threats and emails and text messages and calling their phone number, all of that stuff. You have to be a pretty sick and demented person to do that. And not only that, but many, many, many other things that he's done on his show. When it comes to just bold, just provably false predictions about wars that are coming and horrible things that are about to occur, or that time when he said that a natural disaster was coming to Florida, was not coming to Florida. Don't ignore the news; they're lying to you. Only for himself to evacuate Florida as the hurricane approached. I mean, there's many things that he has done that's proved that he's a very sick and demented person. But now we get to peer into the personal psyche of this man. He's an alcoholic, trying to maybe numb the pain of how much of a piece of shit he is, and he's trying to spy on his wife, all while being a complete hypocrite on what he preaches to other people when it comes to pornography, while actively on a personal level trying to get other people to watch the weird, fucked up whatever porn he's watching on a personal level. Don't want to kink shame. Don't want to kink shame. Don't want to kink shame. Don't want to kink shame Alex Jones, everybody. Very sorry. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Alex Jones needs professional help. If you are going out tracking your wife, you need to see a psychiatrist. If you're making up theories about families who, it was all fake around Sandy Hook, their kids really didn't die, you probably need a psychiatrist. This man should not, I would not allow this man to like manage a Wawa, let alone manage one of the largest internet radio programs in existence. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Alex Jones. The man never really had any credibility, but holy shit. If you take his advice or listen to him seriously on a political level now, I think you're just being conned. You're just being conned. You're always being conned, but now there's no excuse. You're just a fool. It's the hypocrisy that's the deal. Pay your bills, Joe. I don't know why he needs to, why even harp on pornography? It'd be really easy for Alex Jones to say, I'm a man, I like tits, I like to look at tits, I'm a man. Why doesn't he just say that? Why harp on about pornography if he, on the personal level, is doing the whole thing of yeah, I like tits. Sometimes I like when there's a dick attached to the tits. If he was like that more honestly and open about it, I think more people would respect him than if he was going... trying to bash pornography as this horrid evil before turning around and jerking off in the corner to trans porn. Dude is a straight up weirdo. I mean, you know what? I don't want to jump to judgment, but I will say